I've been working all my life. My dad and uncles were called Stafford brothers, and they were in the livestock business. My Uncle James was an auctioneer, and my Uncle Raymond and Dad were buying livestock and selling it to the packers. And uh, uh, my Uncle Raymond was in the cattle business, and my dad was in the hog business. And ever since I could walk, I've been going out to the stockyards and working with my dad. And uh, 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 later on, we always played cards. I learned to play a lot of card games, and we gambled with friends. And later on, we had race horses, and I would take the race horses all over the United States to different racetracks. Me and the work hand, and uh, uh, and we gambled with friends. But the FBI came out and accused my dad of being the head of gambling, organized crime gambling. And we played with friends and this and that, and we had a little place where you could go and watch race horses run and race and bet on the race horses. But we weren't like Al Capone or anything like that. And well, and uh, we made bets with friends and stuff. But uh, uh, that was it was all over the news, and like I was working at Zenith uh, back then when that all came out, and I got in a few fights because people were making deals about us being mafia, and uh, we weren't like mafia. We didn't go out killing people or anything like that, like you see in the movies and stuff like that. But anyway, so I worked with my father and everything, and I I bought hogs, and I drove 18-wheeler trucks, and I did welding and stuff in the. We had a garage where we had our own trucks and things, and I welded and did different things in the garage and clean up and everything else, and anyway, so the hog business in Missouri went completely, almost completely out of business, and so I got a job in Louisiana on a pipeline. Uh, I walked across Louisiana, the state of Louisiana, uh, uh, 3 times, and it was 174 miles. And I walked across that. I worked with an engineer, and then I worked as labor on, uh, working with a big uh, caterpillar backhoe, uh, and I could operate a bulldozer because we had a bulldozer on the farm, and I used to clear off the land with the bulldozer, and I did a lot of stuff on the construction and did welding on it and everything else, and we put that pipeline in Louisiana, and then that job ended, and I went to a back to Springfield, Missouri, and I had a job at Zenith, and I worked there several years at Zenith, and they were always threatening to go to Mexico. And I was a utility operator at Zenith. I became a utility operator. I did every job in the building. When somebody was sick or something, I took over and did their job. And uh, that's when the FBI came out accusing my dad of being the head of organized crime for gambling. And that was, I put up with a lot of crap from a lot of people, and I got in a lot of fights because I just went and put up with a lot of crap from everybody, and and anyway, after Zenith, I went to the Philippines on vacation and married a girl in the Philippines, and we went to the American Embassy so I could get her to come into the United States. And at the embassy, I signed up for every branch of the service that there was, and they never did come get me. They told me to do guard duty or something at some park, and I didn't even know where that was. I wasn't familiar with the Philippines very much, but I stayed there for 2 years in the Philippines, and but I still had my job at Zenith, and I'd come back and forth, and in the Philippines, I got shot in the back of the leg with like an M16, and another time I got shot through the back with a 38. It went right between my heart and lung, and I went a week before I collapsed, and I got put in a monastery, and got antibiotics and everything for about another week, and x-rays, the doctor told me that I'd been shot through the back and it came out the front, and took a lot of x-rays, and then I came back to the USA. After that, I lost half my body weight. I was down to about like 98 pounds or so after being shot and everything. And I worked when I was in the Philippines at Motorola with a boy, and we rebuilt car motors that were diesel motors. We rebuilt them for people, and I got paid with like big bag of rice and chicken dinners when I was there at the workplace. They'd bring me lunch, which was fried chicken, and then we had we'd be walking back to our place, and people would come out, street people would come out, and they'd have cooked blood on a stick, we were street people in the Philippines, and some of our family were wealthy, and some were poor, and I stayed with the poor people, and the Floreses and Rubino was my wife's maiden name, and anyway, I came back to the United States, and I went through 5 years of immigration, dealing with the immigration to get my wife on into the USA. And I finally got her here, and we stayed together for 15 years. And and she kind of found some other Oriental people, and she kind of took off with them. So we separated, and I don't know if she's even alive today. I haven't talked to her since the year 2000. And anyway, uh, uh, now today I'm in. I got a sawmill, and I'm on my farm right now, and I got a garage built here, and I got a sawmill, and I cut firewood, and I make lumber, and I cut trees down, and I work hard, uh, and online I'm into several money-making opportunities online. Here you'll see them at the bottom of this web page, and I hope you'll get into some of the opportunities I'm into. I've got a system made for advertising. It's a perpetual ad co-op, and I put 300 in, and everybody that gets on the rotator puts 300 in, and we use that money for advertising offline in newspapers, magazines, radio, TV, and we reach the masses that way in the United States of America, and people come online to these websites that I built, and they get into the rotator too, and like with 100 people, we have $60,000 to advertise, and uh, I hope you'll get involved, because our system is better than all the online marketing systems put together, because they just reach other online people that are already in an opportunity on your traffic exchanges, your safe list. Everybody that's on those deals is already in an opportunity, and you're just trying to sell somebody that's already in an opportunity. You're trying to get them to switch to your opportunity. And advertising offline, you bring new people in that aren't involved in anything else. And so it costs $300 a month to be on my rotators and different opportunities. And I do all the advertising. When I was 13 years old, I worked for a man out of California selling his books, and I advertised in comic books and things like that. And then I would send out information and sell his books and get a commission for doing that. And I know mail order, and I do all the follow-up for everyone. I talk to people on the phone. I mail out information to people, writing for details. I create a whole lot of sales copy, and I do it all for you. And so I hope you'll get involved with me in the opportunities at the bottom of this page. Thank you very much, and have a nice day, and God bless you to nothing less than the best that life has to offer.